Ryan Lambeth is the man who stands to profit. He will be watching this with interest, but also with a little bit of safety in mind as well. Interesting group, as I say. We'll get there after this frame, but joining me on the coverage for this one is the one and only Tony Holgate, as we welcome Basher back into the comms. Tremendous to see you as always, sir.
You lie so well, JMO. Yes, very interesting encounter this. As you say, the loser will be shuffling off into the sunset. All to play for. Like you say, whoever loses will have the negative frame difference and bump Ryan Lambeth into a qualifying berth. Which is quite extraordinary, you know, because he sat fifth, knowing full well he will be fourth at the end of this match.
Yeah, well, as I say, we'll show you the table. It does take a little bit of sort of getting to grips with, but it's a pretty unique situation. Can't imagine there'll have been loads of situations like this, but yeah, pretty amazing, really.
And it's Lewis Roberts set the table, the cue maker. Left himself a bit of a skinny cut up on this top rail with this red ball. How well did he play that? That's a cracking shot there from Roberts. Lovely cueing. Still work to be done. He's got to navigate his way to the other two reds over on the right hand side of the table. Using all his cue ball control there to come all the way up, and he's now going to be faced with the long red into the bottom right hand corner. If he makes it, he can just dribble his last red into that centre, and the black will go in the bottom left. Positively
Played that well.
Sublime cueing from Roberts.
Oh, it's a glorious little shot, that.
Brilliant.
Those are real sort of timing shots, aren't they? When you're tasked with essentially taking all the pace out of the cue ball, but you've still got to play a long red like that. Those are real markers of, well, how well are you cueing? And the answer was pretty authoritative, really, from Lewis Roberts. What a finish. And the second qualifier after frame difference is head to head. And I do just want to check that, because I have seen, yeah, so were Lewis Roberts to lose this match in a decider, so say Ryan Pisani won this 6-5, Lewis Roberts' frame difference would drop by 1 frame to 2, and he would qualify over Ryan Lambeth via head to head. So the only scenario where both Ryan Pisani and Lewis Roberts can qualify is with a Ryan Pisani 6-5 win. That's the only way Ryan Lambeth, can't jump.
Still go out.
Yeah, he's not guaranteed, but it's a pretty. Yeah. You'd have to be. You'd feel pretty sore, wouldn't you, if that was the one result that kept you out of the tournament?
Would do if they've had a carve up. West Germany versus Austria, 1982 World Cup. I believe that put Algeria out.
Yeah. The one benefit is, because there's still 64 in, there's no benefit whatsoever to carving up. But it's, yeah, which is a good thing, really. But, yeah, incredible scenario, really. Razor tight group. And I will just check my workings out there with the with those in charge, the tournament directors. But, yeah, that's how I see it based off my interpretation.
Ryan Lambeth doesn't want to see a close match. It's looking more and more like a one each. As the P, Ryan Pisani, marches round the table. The man from Malta now with this straight black into the bottom left-hand corner, and this will level the match. And in it goes. I think you've got to look at it like a knockout match, but then you've just chucked in that scenario, and I bet both players know exactly.
Oh,
wow!
Like they're like train carriages going into the tunnel there, weren't they, in the top right?
Both players will have done their maths and know there is a scenario where both go through.
But I think there definitely will be a case of they'll leave the. They may well have done the workings out. I think that would be the professional thing to do, but I'd imagine the extra thinking around it, they'll leave to people like us. You know, it doesn't do well to overthink the scenario too much here. Simple conclusion really is win and you're through. Ryan Pisani looking to follow his good buddy Clayton Castaldi into the last 64. Clayton won all 4 of his matches yesterday in a really good performance. In Group 4, and well, he's just going on now against Adam Toms, looking to go 5-0, which would take him top of the group and jump over Oli Bale.
Nice little shot there from Pisani, just nudges that red out the way of the black and yellow, and he's landed on what is his most awkward yellow. So basically, Lewis Roberts just needs 5 frames. That's what we're saying, aren't we? I know, I'm just sat here.
But that's exactly what it is. That's what he can't really think about.
No.
Because then you're overthinking the scenario and not worrying about what you're actually doing on the table, which is very, it's never going to be a good thing. But you're absolutely right. He can see this as a race to 5. I don't think he will, but he could.
You could hear the cogs turning. I was just looking there as Ryan Pisani dishes up to go 2-1 up. Dry break from Pisani. So this is Robert's first visit where he can get his hand on the table since his fabulous finish in the first frame.
Extension call.
Where's the cue ball going? And that is not the result that Lewis Roberts wanted. Had to play that shot just to bump his red out, but the cue ball's got clogged in with the yellow. I think you can just see the thin edge of the red that's next to the yellow, but it's not a great result for Lewis. There's you can't really see where he can actually contain Ryan Pisani as well after this shot. Yeah, he's had to go full-blooded. The only saving grace there, though, that red coming down the table and sticking to the yellow next to the black. So at least she's left some work for Ryan Pisani to do.
Yeah, some but not loads.
Well, Pisani just immediately developing that awkward yellow and handed the table over to Lewis Roberts.
Yeah, I like that choice of shot.
Yeah, it's quick, it's attacking. Roberts will be looking probably to cut the red that's near that middle bag all the way up into the top right hand corner. There's quite a big pocket up there if he does sort of overcut it a bit. Then that's his only shot. Well, he has overcut it, but by quite a distance there. Pocket's not that big. Not an easy shot though.
Expansion called. Oh, his tip there, and that was a very odd shot there from Ryan Pisani. Pulls the face. See, they sort of swiped at that shot, and whether he got a clean contact with the cue ball there, I don't know. But it will be a grateful Lewis Roberts that's at the table.
Yeah, especially in such a crucial frame where Lewis did allow Ryan into it. Talk about a lot, these swing frames, even early on, they all matter. But in big games like these, where there's a lot on the line for the two players, the swing frames are huge. Difference between 3-1 and 2-2, massive. When every frame counts. Always looks a little bit more at home, properly striking through the ball, Lewis Roberts, doesn't he? That snooker background.
Yeah.
He's such a beautiful cueist, and as soon as he has to strike through the ball, that really is shown off then.
Yeah, very good from Lewis.
2 frames all.
But as this match edges closer to the finishing line with both players very tight, Ryan Lambert will start getting a bit twitchy.
Well, that's the only thing that we won't see if it goes deep and all the rest of it, is we won't see the 15-second shot clock, which I think both players will be very, very grateful for.
Yeah.
as both have had, you know, chastening experiences every now and then with that particular shot clock.
Cue ball. Oof.
Oh, he's got away with that, Lewis. That was a bad
the
shot.
post.
Yeah, that wasn't the greatest shot he's ever played at all.
Extension call.
Oh, he's had a little touch. How do you like those?
Very nice indeed.
And he's such a nice fella, Lewis Roberts, and he hasn't put his hand up there. Bad man. He'll be thinking, well, that's what I was trying to do.
Yeah,
But that little kiss off the red, oh. Well, I assume he's on this yellow to the middle. But he's given us a few laps to the table. Yeah, he's okay.
Uh-oh.
Trouble.
Well, he's either come too far or not far enough.
Yeah, betwixt and between.
I had to go for the double. Didn't get it.
We're starting to see some nervy frames.
I think we are now. It's starting to get the feelings of a knockout match in. Some nerves now teetering out there.
Extension call.
Nobody wants to go home. But we will be down to 64 players in the next hour or two. And the knockouts will start this evening.
I can tell you one very naughty knockout tie that is confirmed. Because, you know, there's still got lots of groups in progress, and because the last 64 draw is so incumbent on who finishes in what position, there's quite a few gaps in the draw at present because, you know, even though someone's qualified, we don't know whether they're second or third or all that sort of malarkey. A lot of that going on at the moment. But there are a few fixtures that sort of jump off the page. You know, we've got Cole Bedford will play Declan Brennan. That's a good match. Connor Tracy, Connor Jones, good match. Chris Day, Ian Alley, good match. How do you like Jordan Shepherd versus Christophe Lambert?
Oof. Really?
Yeah, really.
Well, Christophe was struggling along yesterday, wasn't he?
He was. That is a serious match in the last 64.
Yeah, because Josh Kane played that monstrous double, didn't he, to pinch the match off Christophe early yesterday. And he thumped that double into the middle bag. So Christophe, I think he started off, he lost his first two, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
So he's dragged himself back to qualify, but yeah. Jordan will be thinking, well, I've not been rewarded with much of a draw there for doing well in my group.
There's still a lot of ties to be drawn, obviously, with the finishes, but I'd be surprised if we saw a spicier match than that. I really would.
Yeah.
That is a rather serious draw, that.
Be interesting to see who young Cohen Bradford gets.
Yeah, he is through, but it is a TBC for him.
Yeah.
Finished in second place in his group behind Carl Sutton, match we just saw.
Extension called.
Oh, what a miss. You see Ryan Pisani's reaction to that. Well,
Oh, that's at this level, that is a sitter, sadly. You just can't afford to be missing those, especially in a match like this.
Extension called.
yeah, it's getting jittery out there.
Yeah, well, feels like a sort of a knockout game, as we say.
Red balls in play.
Not delighted with his land there, Lewis, but he does have the red available at the top of the table into the top left-hand corner, and he has freed the other red, so it's just a matter of this hamper queuing. But because of his fantastic cue action and the way he lines himself up, it made it look quite easy. Like you said earlier, because of his snooker background and the textbook stance he has, where some of the players that are just pure pool players, there was a bit more of an unorthodox sort of look, even though they still get the balls to the pockets. But Roberts having to produce big pot after big pot. He's been out of position in this frame. Only half a pocket here.
Oh, how good a shot is this? That's exceptional. And he's had a nice little roll there. He deserved one, in truth. But he's landed perfectly now on this red to connect to the other one. He's still got a shot to play because I think he wants to be just about straight on the red to the top left, and for a big screw with loads of room. It's interesting he's going for that one first.
Yeah, this is such a tough shot as well. He's hit it yellow.
Yeah, for me, Tony, did you not think he could have just... The shot to the bottom left there is sort of... It's difficult, but it's a lot easier than what he's tried to play.
The thing is because if he played that one at the one you suggested there, is because where the red was and the yellow, he'd have had to try and pot his last red, and he'd have always tracked into the yellow, so he's leaving really and nothing black. So I think he was forced to go that way, but such a hard shot. There's been a few mistakes in this match. Loss of turn by Ryan Pisani. How much of this red has he left? Can he? There's enough gap here to swerve round.
Oh, this could be a showstopper. Oh, I tell you what.
Oh, deserved better.
That's
that was
some
a great effort.
That's some effort.
I think Ryan Pisani's heart was in his mouth there.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. I do not doubt that for a second.
I think there's a lot of mileage in this match. I think there's a bit of mileage left in this frame as well. I don't think these certainly aren't cut and dried for Ryan. It's all seat of your pants stuff here. Well, Pisani has to get rid of this yellow at the bottom of the table because he needs to free up that pocket for the yellow so it can go down the rail. Well, it's gone for the snooker. Not surprising, but it still leaves those 2 yellows down at the bottom of the table. Don't know if it'd be advantageous to do that. I thought he might have gone game because you'd expect Lewis Roberts to hit this red, and also you can't rule out players potting these balls.
Yeah, it's a little bit like, well, what are you gaining?
Yeah, but he has to move that yellow away as well, so I thought he would have just gone game. I think he played a one at the top now and left hand side and try and kick the other yellow off the rail on the left. Pisani, for me, just seems to be looking more at safety shots than attacking shots at this moment in time. He's got his 3-2 lead. Instead of trying to extend it, he's more like he's trying to protect it.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
It's almost like he wants Lewis Roberts to basically help him win the frame. And again, he's gone for opted for the safety, and he's going to be able to see a bit of this. I think he's left him a double. Okay, it's a length for the table, but again, these are chances.
Absolutely, they're chances.
He can actually go off the yellow into the middle, even if he could hit it wide enough.
Oh, I tell you what, he's got it.
He's got the double.
Yeah, it's...
Right.
We hate to say we told you so, but that's the danger you take with that approach.
I mean, he's got a monstrously tough black now. It's a cut into this bottom left-hand corner, but if this goes, Ryan Pisani will be thinking, why didn't I go game?
Oh, he's got away with it, Ryan. He's got away with it. Great effort from Lewis, but not to be. There's a double again. How well played is that?
Well, you know, these are top professionals. They're going to get close. They're going to be in the vicinity of that pocket.
Well, yeah, we can agree on that for sure. Don't agree. Yeah, it's just an indicator for me that when it gets nervy, you know, I think the best players almost still manage to play their natural game and play well, but maybe just that little change in attitude maybe is what separates the best from maybe the rung below.
You know full well Tom Cousins is taking the finish out there. He's not playing his safety shots. He knows he's going to knock him in.
Yeah.
But why leave your opponent a chance? I'd rather go down swinging than lose a match or a frame in that manner. But let's be honest, Pisani is on the verge of going 4-2 up, so in his mind,
right call all along.
He'll be quite happy. Down goes the black.
But you've always got to be, so that adage in American football, move the ball forward 1 yard at a time. You still got to be making forward progress, even if it's, you know, moving your ball slightly close to a pocket so that when you come back it's nicer. There's got to be something. You've got to be targeting something and progressing, and containing shots to contain. You're asking for trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. And this will be yellows here for Lewis. Pop this one in at the top. The yellow that's just beneath his arm there, he's going to use, I think, in a second to play up towards that yellow and red stuck together. So you can play that into the side cushion. It cannons into the red and yellow, knocks the yellow in, and the other yellow should sit over the pocket. So he should be coming downstairs and play the yellow bottom left-hand corner. No, he's not. Well, he's going to kick in from here. Oh. This leaves a tricky shot coming next. Didn't like that way at all. I thought he could have gone downstairs, got rid of one of the ones in the centre, played a yellow up the table, off the side rail, into that plant. You're in better position. This is always going to be like this, even if he played that and knocked that yellow in, which is what he tried to do, I'm sure. Tough shot now for Lewis. That's brilliant. To play that at that weight there, that's a brilliant, brilliant recovery. So I've gone from giving him a bit of stick to applauding the man in the space of 10 seconds.
Well, that can happen,
yes,
can't
it
it?
can. But what a fabulous recovery there from Roberts. So now the frame at his mercy. The plant's in. Still got to make sure of good position. I think he'll come back and try and have the yellow in the centre pocket. I think that's what I'd like to do. Now he's going to the corner. He's fell a little bit short. Now with Lewis's cue power, does he power this yellow into the bottom right hand corner, bring the cue ball off the rail and back over to Black, or does he just drop it?
A little bit of both in the end.
Yeah, it was a bit softer than I thought. If you're going to go into that rail, you could afford to belt it in and you could get right behind it, but a little bit of a finished cut, but you expect Lewis to get this, and get it he does.
Big frame to win for Lewis Roberts. A statement that he's still here. And good to see him smiling as well.
This looks dry. It is dry. Well, Ryan Lambert has probably been happy at 4-2 to Pisani, but it's 4-3, and now a chance for Lewis Roberts to get 4 apiece.
Red balls in play.
Be read into the centre pocket next. Also in the same shot, pushing away these yellows out of the way of Lewis's reds. Played out nicely. Also put a yellow on the rail of Pisani's just in case. Screw the cue ball through the gap of these yellows down the table. It's heavy. Well. It's a wafer thin cut into the corner now for Roberts. Cue ball's going to be going on a journey. Made the red, friendly bump on the yellow, and he has a long black now to make this 4-all. Great shot there from Roberts, and it's 4 apiece.
Certainly won't be if he breaks dry, but he's not going to. What's
It's
the
a
leave like?
Fabulous scenario. But if Lewis Roberts does get over the line and get through, it's been his fabulous potting that's dragged him over the line, because he's had to dig himself out of 1 or 2 holes along his finishes. He's fell out of position.
Yellow balls in play.
Knows the game inside out, Lewis Roberts. If you actually you stand and talk to him about pool, snooker, any cue sports, he's got some great information, like a walking encyclopedia about it, but he won't be happy with what he's just done there.
Ball in hand, sorry.
See there, he's hit that yellow far too thick, and now ball in hand for the P. So we edge ever closer to the finishing line of this match.
Step forward.
Red next to yellow in the middle of the table. For me, that's the only thing that's...
Oh, that's a bad shot.
It is a bad shot.
Oh, he knew it straight away as
He's
well.
been a bit snatchy.
Well, you can see, and snatchy is the word there, because he's just dug into the cue ball that little bit extra, and it's thrown that little bit wider. And you're talking a tiny margin there, but it's meant he's bumped into the red rather than smoothly slid past it. And he's in a bit of bother here.
Opting for the safety.
It's a fairly good one in the circumstances.
You see, Lewis can see that yellow that's next to red. I'd be reluctant to move that because it's actually...
That's exactly what Ryan wants.
Yeah. I could be coming off the side rail myself now and hitting this yellow that's nearest to him.
Don't know if he can see far enough down the rail to maybe play the one just below the left centre pocket. I don't know if he can. This needs to be done right. Needs a great cue ball here. Oh, he went.
Hot.
Has he played it with a degree of thinking, well, if I miss it, I'm not leaving much?
It's not an absolute disaster because at the moment this game is being played on the edge of their nerves. So, and Ryan looks edgy, and Lewis will have spotted it. Has to. He's taking on the long pot into the corner. Big pot, but his cue ball's quite a long way up the table. He's going to be travelling again, but this is okay. This wants to be played quite slowly. Middle of the cue ball, nothing to do too drastic with it. Knock it in, get the cue ball sort of just to the next near the black ball. Red's in. Cue ball near black ball. Perfect angle now to come back for red into the centre.
Yeah, that's lovely.
This may just compose himself now. Just slightly the wrong side, but he's going to have to polish his screw back. And that'll do him. This for 5-4. And this puts Roberts on the edge. This next frame is the do or die frame for Lewis Roberts.
Yeah, it is, and it's the do or die frame for Ryan Lambeth as well, remember. And how about right at the bottom of the draw there, tucked away, Luke Gilbert versus Sean Storey. That's a serious game for a last 64. Yeah. All right then, back to this one. Race to 6, 5-4 Pisani, and he's broken dry. Remember, Lewis Roberts need only 5 frames to guarantee passage through to the last 64, and now he has the chance to get that crucial 5th frame, and he can really go into autopilot after that. If he loses the match, he knows he's through. He's got to 5.
The thing is, Lewis Roberts gets his frame, he'll have a Ryan Lambeth on the sidelines cheering on Lewis Roberts to win the last frame. Because that's the only way then he can get through, is if Ryan Pisani then loses the match. Well, this is it for Lewis Roberts. So at 5-all, if we do get that way, it's Pisani that's the man that's under pressure, with Roberts knowing full well, like you say, that he's safely through. Yeah.
This is around about the time where if we were on a match clock we'd be seeing the 15 seconds come in, and this will be a real tester of finishing these scenarios. But with 30 seconds it just buys Lewis that little bit more time. I think that will serve him really nicely. Just wonder if he fancies... Okay, going down here first.
Yeah, these are tricky.
That's a nice angle to come up a little bit. I wondered if he fancied, and it's a similar line that he's on now, top left to then go top left again.
I'd be tempted, but he's looking at the cut and bumped the yellow off the rail here.
Gets this, you fancy him for the frame.
Depends where he lands.
Oh, he'll take this.
Ooh.
Ooh.
But the yellow that's near the black and the red. Now then he...
Can he get in behind it?
He does have an angle on this yellow into the top left, but he could play it now. I mean, with the way this man pots.
Yeah, I think he's going to try and stun right across here.
Play for the double. Does he play the double? I'll tell you what, I'll play the double. All day long, he's bang on it. He's bang on the double.
Yeah, I'm with you, but I think he's looking cut. It's just whether he can hold the cue ball to land in behind that yellow. I'm with you, this looks thin for that.
I mean, can he play the cut and come behind and knock the red in over the middle and land on the yellow that way?
It's a good pot. How's your cue ball?
Oh.
Pretty brilliant. He'll take it. Tap of the knee from Ryan Pisani. He could indeed just squeeze in behind it. Uses the reds as a target, and Lewis Roberts is going to get to his target.
Does he know though?
I wonder. We might see on his face if he knows. 5-all. And Lewis Roberts is in to the last 64 of the European Open. He knows. He absolutely knows. There you see the little smile. That's a lot of relief off his chest, you sense. The only way Ryan Pisani qualifies is with a win. And he's going to be one frame off it. This is a three-way battle for qualification. Lewis Roberts has achieved it. Ryan Lambeth needs Lewis Roberts to win this frame, because if Ryan Pisani wins it, it's the only result which qualifies both Pisani and Roberts, and Ryan Lambeth is out. What an extraordinary finish to this group.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Oh, you're talking about the Lewis Roberts camp. I can tell you, I've just had a message from his better half.
Trish?
Yeah, I can't tell you exactly what it says. I'd be breaching broadcast regulations, but I think she's relieved.
Bless her.
It's always harder to watch.
Yeah.
I know she'll be really pleased. Quite right too.
Well, can he get behind the two yellows and make them into the corner or middle, or does he need to move them? I think Ryan Lambeth will be Lewis Roberts' biggest fan at this moment in time. Oof.
Must be so nice.
If you heard a bang in the background, that was Ryan Lambeth kicking his chair over.
Well, the thing is that Lewis will know that he can't just completely take his foot off the gas here, because there's someone else involved, and he's too professional.
Of course he is.
Not to treat this with integrity, because if it was just him versus Ryan, you can sense that he'd take it seriously to a degree. But you know, if he'd have run out of position, then you know maybe he has a bit of a whack or whatever. He's not too bothered. He's done his job. But because there's another player on the line as well, he owes it really to the game, and he
But for his own personal pride, he wants to win his match. Lewis is a professional. Simple as that, and he will give it his 100%. And to be fair, I think any other player would as well, because I'd want to win. I want to win my match. I don't want to ever take my cue on my case and not try to win. He's got a chance right here again.
I think you've got to take the yellow down at the bottom right.
I think the black's the dodgiest ball. Stuck to the red, doesn't go anywhere. I think it needs to be moved.
Has he got enough angle on this red to the bottom right to maybe go into that black and hold for the yellow in the bottom right, in the middle right, I think. I don't think he's got enough. So maybe he goes the other way. Yeah, he did. I like the idea. It's not come out for him. And Ryan Pisani's got a big chance. And this is where Ryan's got to switch on, because this is an opportunity for him. He can win this match here. And you can see he's a bit upset with how it's been left, but you can't grumble. You've got an opportunity.
Well, what's the other scenario that Lewis knocked the ball in and finished off? You just want your hand on the table with a chance.
That's what you say about any decider. All you want is an opportunity in the decider.
Yeah, but that's not too. I mean, it wasn't left in a really bad position. It's plenty of balls to go at. I wonder if he's thinking of a safety again, because it's been crossed his mind quite a lot during this game.
In fairness to Ryan, the red below the yellow, it is a bit of a tricky ball, because I think he has to bump it out. I don't think it goes to any pocket.
Shouldn't be too difficult to get on that red that's near it in the middle, and he can do it. Play the red into the bottom left hand corner now, screw back a bit, and he will have that angle, and he can play it and kick into the yellow, and it should knock the red. Obviously it will contact the yellow that's near the rail, but the red should come in front of it, and then thus opening up the said frame.
Yeah, I can see what Ryan's struggling with, though. It's not a sure bet that it comes out nice. And when I'm not surprised. I'm not saying I think it's the right choice, but I can see the choice.
Well, he can see the yellow. Whether he's got the whole of that yellow there, you can see the point of contact with it, which he needs to make to pot it, I don't know. It won't take much of a bend, and I'll tell you what, if Lewis Roberts does knock this down the rail, he's bang on the yellow at the bottom of the table as well, and the other yellow's free and available into the middle, so this could be match over.
Oh, now.
How well did he cue that?
Well, beautifully, but you have to say, whilst let's say, related to Ryan's dilemma, and I can see why he played the safety shot, but if you're going to do that, you've still got to play a good shot. You cannot leave full sight of a ball like that.
Well, he's been walloping in balls linked to the table down rails. That's the cue maker's become the cue monster. He's been bashing everything in.
You have to say it's a really poor shot from Ryan. It's going to cost him this match. It's going to cost him this tournament.
Yeah, and he's left himself a little angle here, Lewis, because he can pot this, screw the cue ball over, and have the black in the bottom right.
Well, Lewis Roberts has done Ryan Lambeth a big favour as well. Lewis Roberts qualifies with a deciding frame victory over Ryan Pisani, who looks absolutely devastated with that one, and it's hard not to feel for him, to be honest. There's an element of Ryan beating himself a bit there. Lewis Roberts gets over the line, he's done his job, and he's also done the job for Ryan Lambeth.